First 2 years, Diane found a $50,000 fund, and it was for a director. So I assumed that position of director and put the whole $50,000 into the two people that were running Amarillo Place at that time. Diane, of course, was the head of it. And little by little, we were able to add additional people that made a huge difference.
Only been opened up maybe a couple of years. And there weren't very many of us as employees. And Jeff Philpott and Ryland Crouch were housed in the back of the center. And there was a time when it was a domestic violence case. And the person, after committing the act of violence, tried to set the house on fire. And his grandson was there at the time. And so we responded to that, and the parents came and the grandchild came down. Grandmother was dead. The parents came down, and that poor child was so traumatized. And at that time we were trying to get a therapist on board. And so Rod Nelson had volunteered he was the family therapist, he had volunteered to come and help us out in emergency situations. And so I called him, told him the situation. I said, this family needs help. He immediately came to the center. He sat and he talked with the parents because they said, how are we supposed to work with our son? How do we tell them that grandpa killed grandma? I mean, how do we help him get through this? And so he sat there and he talked with the parents, he talked with the child, and then he continued to work with him. And so that, seeing the difference that made when he talked to them, seeing that stress and that fear just leave them and then feel more comfortable, feel more relaxed, feel like, okay, this is something we can handle. I think that was my redeeming moment of this works, this really works, and this is what we need. Not to send them home and have to deal with it on their own for 4 days or a week or however till you can get into therapy, but to have it right there when they needed it.
Amberley's Place, everything from the decorations and the painting on the walls to the activities, to the staff that's here, to the volunteers, everyone treats the families with respect.
We work with everyone, and seeing their faces when we're able to help them, that is what keeps us going, knowing that they have someone that they can count on.
The difference is you have a room that is designed for victim comfort, and you have specially trained nurses that are doing these exams that know how to properly collect evidence. And the technology that has been developed and incorporated into the exam rooms at Amberley's Place is top-notch.
Just coming through the doors of Amberley's Place as a little kid with my mom, volunteering with her, thinking that I was just doing community service hours, but really that was something pivotal in my life that had this stem in me that is gonna set me forward in the future. And here I am today as a sexual assault nurse examiner, when I used to run the halls of the old building, just vacuuming and having fun and doing community service hours. But it was kind of fun to see that full circle and watching my mom do it when I was younger, and then becoming an adult myself and being able to help victims like the way she did.
The center allows for everyone to come here, and that way the victim isn't shuffled around from office to office. The environment is such that it doesn't re-traumatize the victims. It's not done in their home where the crimes may have been perpetrated. It's not done in a police station, which can be very intimidating to people who are not familiar with that environment. And they're provided comfort while they are here, both physical as well as emotional comfort, which will allow them to better make a disclosure as to what they observed or experienced.
I was privileged enough to be able to come onto this board a couple of years ago and firmly believe in their mission to provide directly to the needs of the most vulnerable in our community. I have seen and observed their commitment to the men and women and the children specifically in this community over many years, and I could not be more proud to be a part of this organization.
In July of 2007, I had the opportunity to come to work at Amberley's Place as the crisis response coordinator. And when I got here, I fell in love with the work and fell in love with this idea that every day that we come to work, we have the opportunity, when the rest of the world isn't looking, to do something that matters for somebody else.
I do this work because of all of you and all of our community members and people that call from far away for help. I do this work because you might not know it, but all of you have at some point had or will have a family member, friend, or someone you hold near and dear to your heart walk through our doors after being a victim of a crime. We assist male and female victims from birth until death. They are the reason why we chose this path, to help them through their trauma, hold their hand during a court hearing, and helping them get the best resources possible for themselves and for their family.